And another man who really played excellent and I think has been a big figure in the road to redemption is Jerax, who's going to be joining us here for an interview. Jerax, let's just start with the start of the season. This was obviously very rough. We've talked to you guys a number of times about your guys' start on EG, but at the end of the day, you guys made it through. You may not be first. You're tied for second right now, but you beat all the big dogs. How does that feel?
Yeah, we definitely had a rough start. I'm very glad the practice we have put in is kind of showing off. Also, we feel a lot more comfortable with each other, and I think the confidence can be maybe seen through how we play now than maybe compared to before. So yeah.
What was the process of getting comfortable with each other? I mean, was that just purely scrimming and being able to boot camp together and being with each other in person? Or what was that like? Because you obviously have experience in being on a top-tier team with, I think everybody, you know, kind of iconicizes the synergy you had with OG. What was it like, this process with EG?
So, I mean, from the very beginning, if we're starting off from there, like, honestly, I was pretty lost in most of the games, and I think that already creates a lot of, like, trying to explain what we're trying to do. I would say coming to the team, we had a very specific idea how we want to approach this game, and certain things kind of have to happen in order for us to play, and those things didn't really happen the first games we played, like the officials. And I think we have done great improvements there, like certain things seem to line up and the game kind of like comes together. And yeah, I mean, that's how the building has been, and doing that every day since today, like that's been very nice to see that we're actually very much, at least we feel very much head to head like these teams, and probably watching the games, like we have I think we know each other pretty well, and the games are kind of, they look like 50-50. I would say both teams have a very good chance of winning, and then it comes down to like execution.
How happy are you with your own progress? I know in one of the interviews you talked about how like you don't even know what Snapfire does, and now you're rocking a really mean Snapfire.
I mean, if you're talking about today, I don't think I did a whole lot during that game. Obviously, we had some slight problems on how we want to fight that game, just by hero wise, and but coming to the role, I mean, honestly, there was just a lot of heroes that I wasn't prepared to play really, and I kind of agreed that it's gonna take some time. For example, in the beginning, I wasn't very happy playing Weaver, so I just said I'm not gonna play that hero. So you kind of like to, at least from how it works for me, is like I want to start from very small, have a few heroes, and then try to build on top of that. And that's been basically that. And yeah, it's not only my heroes. I feel like there is some meta heroes that I don't understand what they do on the lane, and I think I've been getting better there. So at least to my, just like thinking of my feeling, I feel like I feel much more comfortable right now to what I'm doing, and feels like it seems to work with how the team plays.
Like, do you feel you're close to old Jerax? Are you gonna get there soon if you're not there yet?
I don't really know what's the old Jerax. I would say I'm kind of playing in similar way, like playing 5. If I compare to other 5s, for example, I think a lot of people take a very, how would I say, I guess defensive and more restrict way of playing like the position, and I think I'm more like up the front lines and trying to make stuff happen, and it takes a while to master it. I would say it's a huge learning progress, and I don't know when I'm gonna go there, but maybe one day.
You guys have had a lot more success with MSS since she joined. So if you guys, if there is some kind of a major replacement, would he continue standing in for you guys, or would you go back to your original roster?
Sorry, for major replacements, what do you mean?
If there's a LAN that replaces the major and you guys end up playing at it, let's say you win the tiebreaker, would MSS play in that tournament with you guys?
I actually have no idea. I wish that we could get the 5-man roster going, because that's kind of holding us back at the same time. Not only like how we play in the games, but also like motivation-wise. It's pretty hard to try to build together the like having the talks and not being able to boot camp and other stuff kind of gets in the way of trying to grow as a team. And I just hope that we get to play as soon as possible with him. And I don't know when that is. I don't think we have the info yet, but hopefully maybe next big tournament.
All right, well, that last game of the series was pretty bonkers, at least from our perspective as observers. How did it feel being inside of the game? I mean, it was very back and forth between you two.
I think, like looking back, there's a lot of like small things that can make us lose the game very quickly. I think we had a very big problem how the fights kind of happen, and I feel like they got to play the game where they run into the wards and we couldn't really do anything about it, and then they just kind of got the farm. I think in the end of the day, like we managed to do some very clutch things, like getting on top of the draw and getting the buybacks out and then waiting our own buybacks. And in the end, like it was very many small things coming together. I don't think we are like favored in that scenario in the late game. I feel like if they have even slight vision on some of our heroes, like I think we get double ravage and we kind of have to buyback. And then the game is just gonna stall out. They wait our buyback, like their cooldowns, and then they go again. But yeah, it was I would say a happy surprise that we managed to do it first, that they bought back, and then I think from there on it was easier time to play the game. But definitely not the easy game.
In a game that this chaotic like this, who keeps track on buybacks, especially if five people are buying buyback at the different times?
I don't think it's at least for us. I don't think it's like one person. Usually, it's like whoever managed to do it at that moment. The problem is that usually it's during team fights, and it's pretty hard to like keep track of that. I think players kind of have this natural instinct on when the buyback has happened, and then you have a feeling of when it's coming out. But that's not very reliable, also. So I would say that at least for how it happened in that game, I think it was Crit or Mojo, if I remember correct.
All right, well, Jerax, so it's been great to watching you guys like get back into form. We're really happy you're there, and good luck with the upcoming tiebreakers. Just real quickly, we talked to Moonmeander earlier. He said if he did face up against you guys, he was very confident that they were going to be able to play a lot better. I think you said you felt like it was going to be a 50-50. Does that remain true for this tiebreaker as well?
I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. I think there might have been some motivation issues or something. I don't know. Something. I felt something was affecting them those games. That's just my feeling, and I can't really speak for themselves. But hopefully we get a clear everybody being very hyped for playing and getting some exciting games.
So you're expecting a tough run dying in the tiebreaker. Is that what it comes down to?
Yeah, I'm expecting that. Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, glad to hear it. Thank you so much, Jerax, for coming on to the interview and joining us.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.